Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you are good. It has been a while since I have made any kind of videos. I basically just took the summer off from making videos. I made a lot last year, so I thought I would take a break and then come back after a while fresh and ready to go. So yeah, this video is going to be a re-look at the Insta360 One X2. The reason I'm doing another video on this is because it is basically the most popular 360 camera out right now, and probably has been for about a year, I guess, ever since it came out basically. Now, up until a few weeks ago, I hadn't even used this camera since I was last making videos. I literally stopped using all of my cameras and just took a break. But since then, there's been quite a lot of updates. There's been a big update for the app. There's been updates for the Insta360 Desktop Studio, and of course firmware for the camera. So really I'm looking at this camera now with fresh eyes. It's had lots of updates. It's basically like reviewing a new camera. So I have been using it for the past few weeks. I went out and shot some videos in and around London, and I went to Athens recently and took the camera there. And I've been using the new version of the app to create some videos and just get back into using the camera. So if you've seen my other reviews of this camera, I am going to be repeating one or two things probably, but if this is the first review you've seen for this camera, you're getting it in 2021, then I will go through everything it can do and all of the other specs and features, as well as everything that's new since I last used it. So let's take a look at what's changed with the Insta360 One X2. So this camera was released around about a year ago now as an update to the extremely popular Insta360 One X, which really did make 360 cameras more usable and allowed you to create loads of cool videos using a pretty awesome free app. Personally, that was my favorite thing about the previous camera, and to be honest, it's still my favorite thing about this camera too. So this camera can shoot 5.7K 360 video at 30 frames per second. It can also shoot 4K video at 50 frames per second. There are some other frame rate options, but unless you want to shoot slow motion video, which can be done at 3K resolution, you're probably going to be sticking to 5.7K or 4K just to maintain the quality. This is first and foremost a video camera. However, it can shoot pretty decent quality 360 photos as well. It can shoot raw images as well. So if you were thinking of using this for virtual tours, then it is possible, but it's not the best when it comes to quality. It's definitely way more of a video camera. The body of the camera is waterproof. Well, it's waterproof technically. However, I have seen some issues with people having water resistance issues. I don't know if it's just one or two issues with individual units, but I've used this underwater without any case and it has been fine. It's very easy to use all of the features just using the touch screen. You don't really even need to connect it to the app just to use it. When it comes to just the raw specs and everything, it's pretty much at the top of its game for consumer 360 cameras. I think the only other real competitor is the GoPro Max, which does share a lot of similarities, but what it comes down to is how you use the video quality, and all the other stuff that comes around it, the accessories, the app, the desktop software. So that's mostly what we're going to be looking at now. The video quality even, I think, has been slightly improved. There's definitely more options. You have a mode within the camera, it's called Vivid, and it just basically really boosts the color of whatever scene you're filming, and it does improve the quality of the image. I think it certainly makes the video look better. It may be not super realistic to every scene, but I think in pretty much every scenario it makes the video look better. But compared to pretty much all other 360 cameras at this price range, the video quality of the One X2 is pretty much the best. Again, the only competitor is the GoPro Max. But with recent updates and with that color update as well, I think the One X2 pretty much matches the Max in terms of video quality. The only downside with the video quality of the One X2 is that in low light it does get a little bit grainy, a little bit noisy very quickly once you start losing light. Do you know, let's go straight into it. Let's take a look at the shots that I've been shooting in the past month or so since I started reusing the camera. But as you can see, you can get really good quality video with this camera. I personally think it is awesome for B-roll, it is awesome for vlogging, it's awesome for travel vlogging especially, and just for when you don't really want to worry about where you're pointing, where you're shooting, because you can always go back and edit these videos and to have the camera pointing wherever you want. Now, it is true that this is not always the quality you're going to get. Like I said, these were very good conditions for shooting with this camera, pretty much perfect, lots of daylight, lots of colors, lots of interesting features around. We also probably adjusted the camera settings, you do have to fiddle around with the camera settings depending on the daylight conditions. What the camera tends to do is overblow lighter areas, so if you go into the manual mode, you should be able to fix that quite easily. But having not used the camera for quite a while, I was pretty surprised of the quality coming out of it. I mean, I knew when I reviewed it the first time that I was pretty impressed. Now, the video quality isn't massively different from when it was released. There's only so much you can do with software updates. What I think has made this camera better over the past year is the usability, the ability to take the video and really quickly edit on your phone or on a desktop and to create the videos that you're seeing here. Now, this is done with the Insta360 app, which is used for all of their cameras. I mean, they have a few more. They have the Insta360 One R you see here and the Insta360 Go, the tiny little camera. So the app is used for all of those cameras, and it is where you do most of the magic. This is where basically all of these videos were created, all done on a phone app and all done relatively quickly. The app pretty much had a complete overhaul from what I can see when I downloaded it, updated it. I didn't really recognize the home screen at first. Previously, the home screen was a bit of a mess. You had to kind of work out where you're supposed to go and where all the kind of cool effects are, and it was just a bit too cluttered and a bit too messy, and that was a complaint I think most people had. However, now when you open the home screen, it literally just gives you all of the tutorials, all of the effects that can be used with this camera. And as you can see, they are grouped based on the camera. So if you go to the top, you see 1R, Go 2, 1X2, 1X. Click on that one and it will show you all the effects that are available. Then you just scroll down, click on one, and it will show you what you can do, what the effect looks like, and it will give you a full tutorial of how to do it. Obviously, you can see here, it does group them between easy, intermediate, and advanced. Some of them are a bit superfluous, some of them are a bit gimmicky, but some of them are actually really useful and you can create some really awesome shots. Even the advanced ones, some of them are worth doing, some of them are just gonna take too much time and be a bit fiddly. I've tried most of these, probably about 70% of them, and some of them I've just given up because I'm a bit like, I don't want to be shooting 17 different shots and have to put them all together, and if you get one wrong, then it's just not going to work. But the ones that require just like 4 or 5, you can follow the tutorial, shoot with the camera the way it tells you to, and it pretty much does all the work for you. But even if we ignore these simple effects which are done automatically, if you go into the editor section of the app where you can freely edit your videos, this is also really intuitive. It hasn't changed that much since the first inception, since last year, but I still think it's the best phone editor I've ever used for video for any camera, not just 360 cameras. I'll just show you a video here that I quickly edit using the app, and this is a really simple edit, but it literally takes me 5 minutes. Since the last version of the app, you can add way more effects. You have much more control over color and lights editing, similar to how you would use in Photoshop or Lightroom or Premiere Pro. It's a pretty good color corrector for video and photos. You can also add multiple music to the same clip now. You can split and merge different videos together. It basically makes it pretty close to a full desktop experience, but on your phone. Obviously, it's not going to be as intuitive. There aren't going to be as many options, but you can pretty much do anything that you really need to do to create vlogs, to create Instagram videos, to create TikTok videos. You can do all of that on the app, and you don't really need to use a desktop, which I think is pretty amazing. For a free app as well, it's free. So I'm not going to go into every detail about the app. I've shown you here kind of some of the options you can have. It's better if you go and download it yourself and just explore what you can do. There are so many things, there are so many different effects, there are so many ways to edit the same video and all the other kind of videos you want to edit. And like I say, I've done this review before, so if you want to see every minute detail of everything that you can do, then go see some of my other videos. I've done some full tutorials of how to use these apps and these effects and how you can make them. The desktop software, the Insta360 Desktop Studio, has also been updated. Now, I won't go into huge detail about this because I'm making a full tutorial of how to use this free software in my next video, so that will be coming up. But yeah, just to make it short and sweet, again, it's been made much easier to use. The layout is much more advanced, user-friendly, and just looks more modern. It also is now compatible with Macs. Now, I can't be praising this camera so much without going into some of the negatives, because it is not perfect. It seems to me 360 cameras, they have so much power and so much, they can do so many different things, that they all pretty much come with bugs and annoying things that just make it slightly annoying to use sometimes. Well, what I found some issues with memory, I have to use the absolute fastest SD card possible that is available to buy, or it just won't record at the highest quality settings. So if you have anything under the fastest memory card in terms of speed, the One X2 will not be able to record at 5.7K. There is still an issue where sometimes the camera freezes if you have been using it for too long, and yeah, the screen freezes and you basically have to take the battery out, put it back in. The app, while amazing, is a power and battery hog. It will drain your battery so fast. I'm using it on the iPhone SE 2020, which was last year's kind of cheaper iPhone version, and it literally takes out 20% of my battery to make I guess, use it for like half an hour or so. You also need a powerful phone to use all of the features. This is barely capable of doing all of the stuff that the One X app can do. And then it takes a long time to render stuff. So if you have a more powerful new phone, then it won't be as bad, but you know, you still need a pretty decent phone, at least for the past few years. So yeah guys, I guess that is it. That is my updated review of the Insta360 One X2. I tried to come with it with a new set of eyes because I hadn't used it for a while, and I mean, I had been using it so much last year that it wasn't all brand new. I have repeated myself here somewhat. I still think this is an awesome camera. It has so much potential. It's amazing for action shots, for anything where you are doing something unusual, where there's going to be lots of interesting things to look at and you do not have to worry about actually having to point and shoot something. It has features that other cameras don't have, like deep tracking, automatically tracking objects or people. That is something that no other camera has. I mean, that is a software thing, not a camera thing, but you know, it's no other camera company has bothered to implement something like that. They do constantly update the app and the software with new stuff, the new effects, new automatic editing features. Now, like I say, it is not perfect. I've seen people have issues with the build quality. I've seen people have issues with battery life and the camera freezing sometimes, and I've experienced some of those. But I would say for a 360 camera, it's the best you're going to get right now, especially up until 2022. I don't think anything else is coming out that is going to beat this, so I would say this is the best 360 camera to get this year. So if you have any questions about the Insta360 One X2, about this video, about all of the videos that I've shot, or any of the updates that have come since the last time I used it, then feel free to comment below, ask me a question, and I'm sure either me or someone else will get back to you. So yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to be creating more content with this camera, trying to be a bit more unique, not just doing reviews and stuff, but actually doing tutorials about how to create different kinds of awesome shots, how to use the different accessories that are available. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. Until next time, I will see you around. Bye.